Astrology and numerology in the African American community. What are your thoughts about it? I feel that since we're basically in the African American community, a faith-based community, we go to church, we go to the mosque, we go to the Buddhist temple, but a lot of us aren't embracing astrology and numerology and other kind of readers that, as we've known, people, I have clients who are Christians, devout Christians and Muslims who come to me for services. Why haven't we collectively as a people embraced astrology and numerology? I'm going to start with Ayesha.
Well, I think that we have, and I guess it depends on what circles you're moving in, because my clients are all African American, except for maybe one or two, you know, and so I've been busy ever since the day I started. I think that we are Pisces people, and we are interested in everything in occult, you know, and that we are basically Christian, and so a lot of Christians are doing it on the down low, on the, you know, some of my clients are ministers, as a matter of fact. SweetDee,
what's your thoughts and feelings?
Okay, I do know when it comes to when Ayesha just said that she has ministers who come, but are they on the up or are they on the down low?
They're on the down low.
Okay,
absolutely.
So because we've been taught that these astrology, numerology, divination, as they would say, is taboo when it comes to religion, you know, and because of that, and I do believe this is how I feel personally, is that this is what keeps us down, because we don't have that opportunity like most, because we've had, you know, certain things that were put in place for us, you know, to keep us at this level of subservient. You know, so it does have to come out more. How does it come out more? We just talk more about it and open folks up and make them more aware. And also, so what will happen is that it is going to begin to touch their heart, because truth touches you.
Right.
You know, and if we're not talking about it and no one's talking about it, then, you know, we're going to stay just like that. It's like, oh, that's taboo, and
but you always get, well, I don't believe in that. And I had a client once, and well, my imam had told me, you know, I did all this work, and that's why I take down payments now. You know, but my imam told me that it's haram and this, that.
He had no idea that the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, laid out his army based on astrology.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Islamic scholars came to me and presented that with me, and they knew nothing about astrology, and the books that they were reading were all in Arabic. And so they came to me and they said, does this make any sense astrologically, that he would put the Aries out front, and then he would put the Scorpios behind the scene? You know, I said, that's astrology, you know. But of course, if he was elevated, you know, the Master Jesus Christ and I believe Prophet Muhammad and all of them have the knowledge of all occult. You know, they had evolved to that point.
Sam, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think, one, we have to be honest about the fact that most other cultures keep it on the down low. They keep astrology on the down low. There are priests, there are lawyers, bankers who go to see astrologers, presidents, first ladies who don't want it to be public knowledge. But I think what happens in our community is that we also have to have a growing number of astrologers and numerologists and practitioners who are willing to engage our community and to go out and be armed with the information that Ayesha just gave. When I say armed, I don't want to say like we're in an antagonistic relationship, but can refute certain things. You know, I start off from the very simple. With Christians, I say, like, well, how did the first people find Jesus? Through a star. And then you can build into different ways in which it's illuminated in the Bible. And I think we also have to address a real legitimate concern in the black community. We've had people telling us, since we've gotten this country, what our life is going to be like. And they don't want the same perception from a brother or a sister saying, well, your life is laid out for you and this is what it is.
Okay, tell us your birthday real quick, Amenti.
September 26, 1984, birth time, 7:09 p.m.
Well, quickly, because we don't have a lot of time, right?
Okay.
I was writing down before you even came on, someone's training is done.
Okay.
And what I get from you right now,
You see that?
okay. Okay, what I get from you right this minute is your career choice, definitely we know is in communication and expression. So you got to move in that vein. Everything is leading up to it. You already, you know, you have some direction already in that. Now it's just a matter of just stepping into it.
Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah, I know Ayesha's going to talk about this as well. Your North Node in Gemini, and then I'm looking at your Sun in Libra. Right now, you're going to feel like you are under the yoke, or you are going to feel that way in the fall because Saturn is going on your Sun. And so it's going to be a disciplining time for you. But like you mentioned, like SweetDee mentioned, it's not so much disciplining that you have to be under someone's yoke as much as disciplining yourself in order to accomplish more. Real freedom comes from some measure of discipline. And understanding that the truer nature of yourself, being able to communicate, being able to direct your spirit force in relation to other people. And I think you are more of a counselor type, by the way. There's a strong 7th house emphasis in your chart. I think you're going to go more in that direction. And that's where I think you should go.
Ayesha?
Okay. Well, you probably know that Saturn is going into Libra, and this year for 2.5 years. I think on July 21st, it goes back into Libra. It went into Libra a little bit. So now is the time for you to trust yourself and believe in yourself. You may feel like it's a hard thing to do, but really you need to focus in and accept what comes your way. Don't resist it, because you're going to be learning a lot in the next 2.5 years. And you have to, of course, just really believe in yourself. You know, but it's a growing up time, and I'm so glad that, you know, with all these planets I see in Scorpio that you have, whoa, you know, there's nothing that's going to stop you. You're a very powerful individual, and healing, you should think in terms of using whatever it is for healing, because with those planets in Scorpio, Pluto and Mars, you know, are your rulers. It's very exciting to see, you know, so.
Okay, you know, I'm going to give you my take, and it's this. The big thing that you have to deal with as far as career, I'm going to sort of kind of echo on what Ayesha said, is dealing with the Saturn transit. September 26, 1984, you're still a baby, basically. We don't grow up until
Saturn return?
Saturn return. Society says we get older, or we're of age at the age of 21, but in the astrology world, you turn your adulthood at your Saturn return, which is about 29 and a half years. And so the big thing for you is you can plan for that. You can plan right now. Because some people, including myself, when I hit my Saturn return, I was lost. I was totally lost. But since you are an advanced person, since you have a stellium of planets, and the interesting thing about you is you have that Moon conjunct Pluto, 0 degrees, conjunct Venus, 1 degree. So the thing with you is to control your emotions and control your feelings and not let them run away with you. And the other thing that you're dealing with, and it's going to ease itself up, I see you have that Uranus, Jupiter conjunction squaring your Neptune, opposing Saturn. So it's a wait and see thing. But see, as you know, astrology lets you prepare for yourself. You can prepare, you can plan ahead. And since basing on from a numerology point of view, you're in a number 2 personal year. And it's about organization. It's about getting your army together, getting your troops together. Because this year is going to be a smooth year. 2011 should be a nice year for you. But with now, in the next 2 years, you'll have that Saturn return to deal with, and also the number 4 personal year.